the anticipated meeting between our main three for this second potential final arc. We don't really know, but new beginnings here as they all have crossed paths. How this will go, how we will be able to operate while being in the positions that we must still probably uphold, but still work together and find time for that will be an interesting little dynamic for us to have, unless somebody like Jolenta's just like, yeah, I'm no longer going to study here, do this, and going to just go along with us. But I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of all the access to the things in which she kind of already has. So I'm curious to what the plan is in regards to that. She's very fun so far though, and I do enjoy her character and most interested so far in her out of the main three. So hopefully we get some good stuff. Hopefully they have a really enjoyable dynamic, because I mean Bedeni and Axie already have like a really interesting one and just fun one, at least at that, because they are so different from each other, and Joel is just entirely different from them too. So could be good. Excited to see a potential reveal come along soon, maybe, with Novak being the father to Jolenta. So hopefully that happens as well. And maybe we get a little bit more screen time of him, maybe even before that, and we get to see him and his own thought process on a lot of the things that have gone down over the years since the passing of Raph. So hopefully some good stuff awaits. If you like it all, like and subscribe. Now, feel free to stick around for the discussion. How many comments is there a series? Let's get going with episode 8. Have a day by yourself. Right, alright, our cover. I was just posting it for him. Right, smart. Good play. I'm assuming he sees through her, though. Yeah, take us to him, then. They'll set up an appointment. We got time. That's the best, yeah. Speak to her, but indirectly.
そちらへ伺わせていただけないでしょうか。自分奥地って言います。どうも、私はヨレンタと申します。
Alright, no lying, no lying.
こちらのバデーニさんの雑用係です。私はバデーニ、中央修道院から今は村の副助祭をしています。中央修道院？ええ、すごいな。初めて会いました。
He's not like the others, though.
不変論争ではどちらの立場を？ユイメイ論です。アベラールを支持します。私の主人様もユイメイ論
right.
も支持してます。勇敢ですね。大変素晴らしい。いえ、そんな。掲示板の問題もそういう姿勢で。
はい。Wow, thank you. You're not doing a great job here.
問題を半日で解いたんだ。それに何よりいいのは、話をしても密告される可能性は低い。なぜですか？女性だからだ。密告したら自分自身も魔女扱いされる可能性が
Yeah. You can just turn anything against her, too.
そんな酷な。それが現実だ。ただあくまでも男性と比べたら都合がいいだけ。 あんな短時間でご回答なさるとは天文に精通していらっしゃる。え、本当ですか？
She loves the phrase.
もちろん。
So sweet.
のもと働くなんて、ヨレンタさんも天文に興味が？
Just maybe a little. Maybe there's some passion.
彼のその馬鹿げた仮説は確か宇宙の中心には中心日なる謎の火があり。 人類はその火が見えない片側だけに住んでいて、さらにその火の周りを地球も太陽も動いてるとか。こんな話してていいんですか？信仰的に。私は教会
Right, would I be doing this? Come on. If it wasn't allowed, would I be here? Let's be honest.
宇宙の形を変えて大地を動かそうなんてあまりに無謀ですよね。 その馬鹿げた仮説に似た考えを唱えたものです。だけど彼のは少し違った。フィロラウスのような主観的な思想ではなく、観測的事実をもとに仮説を立てた。もし仮に彼らの言ってる馬鹿げた仮説が広まってしまったら、
そりゃ大混乱でしょう。教会の教えに反してる。広まったら権威も前提も崩れます。世界は今のままでいられなくなる。
今のままでいたいですか？
は？
もし仮に我々は生まれながらに罪だけじゃなく自由も持ってるとしたらどうします？
Somebody coming from the position he's in too, saying it is so much more effective.
見ている現実、その多くが嘘だったらどうします？
は？そんなのありえない。
What is it?
考えて。
ええ、常識の中では。では馬鹿げた仮説の中なら、この世界は本当に動いてるとしたらどうだ？
やめてください。これは不適切です。
ええ、その通り。
Absolutely, yes.
我々は正しい方向になど導かない。目指すのはただ一つ。真理だ。お
一人ください。
It's the type of thing to get you thinking, though.
では、回答者さんにお伝えよう。昼時にあの掲示板前で待ってると。
Reflect on it for a bit, and as all those who have came before you have decided they weren't going to do something, we'll go back on your word.
そうだ。あの顔を見ればわかる。
女性だから？
いや、研究者だからだ。
地球が
He's too fascinated by the idea.
それが真理。恐ろしい。そんなこと本気で研究するなんて。私も
And your rejection's just something that you've been told.
実践するのは罪の重みが違う。
Yeah.
コルベさんに報告しなきゃ。
But do you?
コルベさん。あ、今研究会の時間か。
Right, the one you're not allowed to go to.
今我々人類はプトレマイオスの宇宙を受け入れている。実際それでも日常的には大した問題はない。だが大衆が納得しようと我々だけは真理の探求を諦めて、
What a guy.
あれは真理とは思えない。異教徒の神話にイカロスという者がいる。ローの翼で太陽を目指し墜落したものだ。彼の誤りは太陽に挑んだ傲慢さではない。ローが解けるという父の警告を軽んじた無知にある。我々はローでダメなら鋼の翼を作り、太陽という名の真理へ挑み続ける。
This one's a bit of an extreme example there, but I get you. I get where you're coming from.
真の宇宙を完成させるためイカロスにならねば。そこで何をしている？
ピアスト様。
He sees through you.
この姿はですね。
君は確か研究職志望だったろ？
Why are you never here?
覚えていていただけたとは光栄です。
侮るな。私が金を払い雇っているのだ。研究会になぜ参加しない？成果がないというなら解雇するぞ。
What a guy, dude. I love him. All the old dudes so far are great.
女だからか。差別されてるな。悪魔が取り付くのは女性が多いという論文を読んだことがある。それに聖書には女は黙って学ぶべきで教えるべきではないと取れる箇所もある。だとしたら女性は元来議論や研究発表は向いてないとも言える。
それは本当に真理なのでしょうか。
Oh, we have to challenge it and try and push past it to know.
いえ、もちろん
right, my bad.
今の我々に正しい読み方ができているかはわからない。
Yeah.
今後見せたい論文があったら持ってこい。
Awesome.
コルベではなく私に
Awesome.
退屈だったら許さん。
I'm sure she would have been okay if she answered truthfully previously. She'll come. Yeah, she'll come. Don't worry about
来るさ。
it.
ほら、
Easy. Oh, I thought your master was supposed to come.
ご主人はなんと。
主人はいません。
Took less than a day to come clean.
では、この回答は？
私のものです。
He was inspired to come clean, though. I love it.
ヨレンタさん、我々に協力していただけますか？
はい、申し訳ないのですが、私は天体の資料を自由に閲覧できる立場じゃない。あの問題は勝手に閲覧して解きました。
あ？
ただ、天文の研究所に席はあるので、その中から協力者を紹介できるかもしれません。
おお、そういうことでしたか。では誰を紹介していただけるんです？
ピャスト博です。
Yeah.
ピャスト博。まさかあなたが働いてるのってあのピャスト博の施設ですか？
はい、
Yeah, that one.
奥地
So she was mind blown about his
ヨレ
position.
ンタさん、この件はすべて。
Right, we're good off you. We were so good.
あの方なら
we can't take any chances.
これ以上なく強い。
何を言ってるんだ。働いてるなら分かってるでしょう。彼が我々に協力するわけない。今の天動説を超える完璧な天動説の証明に人生を捧げてる貴族だ。
Mm.
ピャスト博は誰よりも天動説を重んじてる。でも、きっとそれよりも真理を重んじてる。
Also in a different way than everyone else, too.
では、案内します。
Yeah. Very assertive today.
ちょっとさすがに危ないんじゃ。大丈夫だ。もし捕まっても魔女に騙されたと密告する。
Right, nice and easy.
私の知識を総動員すれば大方の罪をなすりつけられるだろう。むしろ好都合な提案かもしれない。ピャスト博にお目にかかれたこと大変光栄。
くだらん前置きはいい。本題だけを手
Right.
短に。
I'm dying over here. Come on.
それとこのオクジーはとてもいい目を持っている。かつてピャスト博もその目で名を馳せた。
Mm.
も
You
し
should be able to
より
tell.
観測が不便であれば、いつでもオクジーをお使いください。
Cool.
完璧な精度の観測を保証し
帰れ。私が誰だか分かっているのか。その話は教会が認める宇宙と異なっている。それに
Right. Was a person in your position doing it?
研究が間違いだと主張するものだぞ。
ええ。ですが真理かもしれません。それを求めて人生を捧げたのでしょう。
帰れ。
You'll be calling him back.
ピャスト家に生まれながら過当な天文など学ぶ気か。
父上。
もう帰ってこなくていいぞ。夜空を眺めて歴史を変えられるとでも。お前は一族の恥だ。
教授室です。
Oh, look what we got here.
民族のアストロラーベ。こんなものが。
異教徒の知恵を借り、秘密裏に職人に作らせた一点物だ。
天文をやりたいと言ったら紹介していただけて。
一族のはぐれ者を訪ねてくるにふさわしい理由だ。
From one to another.
一つ聞かせたまえ。君は学術発展にあたって何が重要だと思う？
無謀さです。慎重さを要する研究という分野においてこそ、その一歩目は大胆に踏み出すべきです。
いいだろう。気に入った。
この巨大な施設で一体何の研究を？
宇宙の完成だよ。
宇宙の完成？
現状の宇宙は誤差がある。神が作った世界にだぞ。
Alright, that just can't be.
私には許せんことだ。だから修正して完成させる。私が一人でだ。ここにある膨大な記録は私だけが閲覧できる。次期私は真理にたどり着く。
An opinion that likely changed over time.
優れた能力は何だ？私にどう貢献する？
はい、私は遠目が利きます。
では君の
Found somebody else who can see it.
はい。これはよし。
Start tomorrow.
この金属アストロラーベを
And he holds it by him very close as a reminder.
優れた道具は優れた能力の人間に使われるべきだ。
I have a feeling I know who's getting it next.
開発を始めろ。いいか、神が君に与えた才能を出し惜しむな。思う存分天文をやれ。
Yeah, it's disrespectful to bro if you know.
部屋などに分からせてやれ。君が夜空を眺めれば歴史が変わると。君こそが一族の誇りであると。宇宙を完成させねば。
The band is fully together here, with even potentially trying to recruit a fourth person to help us in whatever sort of ways that are needed. Good way to kind of get them all close to each other and doing the similar fashion of what we're kind of used to throughout all these episodes of saying something that seems so outrageous and just not not up to the norm at all, contesting the theory and the things that people already believe in and potentially put you in, you know, your life at stake or other sort of dangers and troubles within the church itself. Of course, Jolene is going to go out of her way and be like, oh, well, I'm good off of you guys. Like, let me get out of here. But in reality, it's that curiosity. It's that audacity. It's that pulls you kind of back in. And that's exactly what we end up getting once again. And we end up getting to see that with Piast later in this episode too, of his own intrigue and that sort of stuff being meeting of his distant cousin here to be something that drags him into opening his world up potentially even more, and now being faced with that challenge of potentially having to do it again and pass this down or pass this on to allow his life's work to be useful in some sort of way to others, even if for not what he's constantly searched for throughout these years. So we do a really good job at tying things together, of bringing all our characters in and introducing new layers to have to unfold, I guess, throughout this. We're in a weird spot though, where like it seems obvious that PS is going to use his past and his remembrance of these sort of things to utilize Oxy's eyes and to take upon the potential truth being found, utilizing his own life's work despite it going against his life's work in a way too, right? As a way to kind of progress and help these people out and get back to his roots a little bit more. I mean, his answer of audacity being the primary thing that like he's kind of going after here, right? His reasoning given to his cousin, to then almost kind of be against that as time is pushing onwards, and in one light is almost pushing for those things, and his willingness to be as progressive as he's kind of trying to be, with allowing Jolenta to be potentially involved in these meetings and bringing her own papers and things kind of to him directly, as opposed to going through Colby instead. But when faced with this sort of thing, he kind of has his own opinion and changes up a little bit on what he has almost preached his entire lifetime, right? It's that fear of feeling like you're going to be left to nothingness and fear of that you've wasted your entire being on something that potentially isn't there. And I do wonder if the general fear is coming from not wanting to take a chance that he's wrong, or if it's more of like being proven or under belief that he hasn't been able to fully prove these things in the way that he set out to his entire life up to this point. So if he still hasn't, maybe it isn't true, and he's kind of starting to believe in the fact that they might be right here, and he just doesn't want them to be able to have access to be able to prove that either. But regardless, I think he is fully in the spot where he's going to become accepting of this and allow Oxy to be the one who does the observation while working alongside us, the other two, while allowing them to have full access to research materials and things in which they kind of desire to at least prove useful in some sort of way. So while his theory may be proven to be wrong, at least it can be, you know, have parts of it taken that can continuously prove this, and at the same time, parts of the observations and the things that he's done to be already utilized, so that we no longer have to go out of our way and like waste time and do all that stuff, and it just helps overall progress to find the truth in the thing that he's stated before that he does truly end up desiring, right? And we do get that once, like I said before, with his own backpedaling a little bit on things and what he kind of preaches to Jolenta too when he talks to her versus how he's acting now. It's just funny how it works when you're faced in the you know with something that almost fully opposes you and can tear down everything that you've worked towards, how different your mindset instantly almost becomes to rejecting those things within there right in front of you. But I would say the one thing I'm really interested in is we are at like a point where it feels pretty likely that he plans to go down this sort of route. Likely will pass, of course, prior to really getting the information and the things that we desire, but are the truth really that he's looking for here. It would be nice actually if we were able to kind of prove this by the end of it and he's still alive, and that's like the sort of thing that he needs to know that this stuff will be carried on and is like in good hands in front of other people, and actually like his research was utilized for the greater good and the truth. But I don't know if he's going to be able to make it all the way there. Maybe just knowing that they are utilizing it to potentially find that'll be what he's looking for. But overall conflict of like the threat of Novak, the threat of the church, the threat of like being what we are, has felt a little non-existent through the setup of the last few episodes, which is plenty fine, but everything just seems to be going in the correct, like proper and safe sort of route almost, I guess. That it does make me a little like, I wonder when that stuff will come back and how it will, and what bad things I guess will likely come out of it when it does. It's nice to have that sort of threat looming within the background still, knowing that it is out there, knowing how we did begin and set up the series, so that even when they do try and slow things down and set it up this way, that you know it can strike down at any sort of given point here, is a fun thing. I'm just really wondering, because I don't really have a strong guess for something that's going to be exposed outwardly to us, or like exposed in a way that like we leak out almost, that gets us caught up in a potential bad situation that might lead to potential death of one of the members within our own group, or just potential just being captured, or just our plans being something that we have to be extremely sneaky about and a little less open almost as we are right now. So I'm very excited for when that part actually sneaks back up, which I feel like would have to be pretty soon, as things are going pretty well up to this point. Jolena's so sweet. She's very fun too. I don't know, my master, right? Talking as if it's not you, but then he of course able to read through it and know exactly what's going on is fun. It's good to know that a lot of the characters aren't completely dumb in the show, and we do get to display that a little later with the Count and him kind of being well aware that she was the one who previously had written these things, and based on just who she is and being a woman and everything is what's preventing her from the way that the others kind of are, from actually researching and doing things in the proper way that they are, and not having the same or similar sort of rights that she probably likely deserves here. Pick her brain a little bit, figure out what we can. But then he just has a pretty smart way to handle it, especially where they are right now and what happens later when they go to visit the Count. It just, I can flip it on it. I can pull the card if she's a witch. I can pull the card that she's doing all this. It's just unfortunate, the scenario that it has to be in. I don't view it as harsh in a way, I guess, that we should view like Colby's actions or something along those lines, right? While trying to frame it in a way that he's trying to protect her and do all of that. It's more of just looking out for himself and not allowing himself to get caught here, and unfortunately having to utilize her gender, her position that she finds herself in as sort of ammunition almost for us to turn the tables on her a little bit. It's just smart. It's strategic for what he's doing. Just making sure that he has all his grounds covered so that we're not built up at a point that we're like, I got your back no matter what. We're on the same team here. It's like we're still building towards that, and he can't just openly be like, nah, I'm not gonna let any of that happen to you. Like if I have to throw you under the bus, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. I like how open he kind of is about this. Once again, displaying more and more models and things that people have become familiar with, and exposing it outwards to the point that we want to research and become one with the truth, as opposed to just go through what is known by those already, which of course she's going to openly reject, as they all kind of do, until we get her to overthink it as a scholar, as somebody who is fascinated by the truth and for advancement in society and finding these sort of things. It's the big moment that we know you're going to get caught up and you're going to come back through your research. Of course, hearing all this stuff directly from the Count's a big thing for her to hear. Knowing that we must seek out the truth, that's what we've always consistently been at. I can't continue to live here without it, right? Doesn't mean just because you flew up towards the sun that you were wrong for what you were doing. It just means that maybe your approach was potentially wrong, or the way that the precautions and the things you took prior to getting up to that point was. The sun's an extreme example, but I get exactly what he's going towards here, and it's spot on for what it is, right? For especially somebody in his own scenario, and even somebody like Benetti who's trying to research and prove these things, to prove the beauty and betterment of the place that we're on, instead of just accepting the fact that has been passed down and given to us over all these years that definitely isn't true and has holes within it, right? Trying to patch those things up almost and create this beautiful model in a way, or prove that even more, to know that God has created a place for us and knows that there is a place of being that is as beautiful and as calculated almost as expected to be and taught to be. We must do whatever it is to seek out that truth and actually find it and progress it to that point, instead of just being okay with the present model and the things that we have. But it's just super fun how much he switches up here, because when he catches her here, he expresses how important that sort of stuff is for her to come forward and do this to promote the growth and continue on society's like proper path of finding these sort of answers, right? To then like backtrack a little bit and take a few steps back here when he's presented with those opposing him later in the bedroom is awesome. I love her like little emotes and stuff. You're right. Super sweet. But he's a good dude overall. He's somebody who's just like them, of course, when he was younger, and while he's changed slightly as he gets older, it's nice to see a lot of the people in these strong positions of power that we've been running into, or what we seem to believe up to this point, all at least have that curiosity and that fascination in it, and are being almost nerfed, I guess, and just fully suppressed, not wanting to be exposed or be viewed as entirely different, or whatever the scenario really is, by those of the church and those within the world kind of around them, and not wanting to be fully outcasted. I love how her entire mindset fully changes here, and she becomes way more confident in her approach and what it is that she wants. Go talk to Piaz. No, I'm good. I am not doing that. But we're able to convince, I know firsthand how important it is for him to be able to find that truth. Fuck it, whatever. We'll just throw you under the bus if it happens. So eager to do it. Makes me wonder if he actually would it, like at some point when it fully comes about. We try and push for it. Of course, he's going to have an issue because you're going against his life work. He releases that grip and that anger that he has a little bit when you expose that to him. But, of course, looking down, that constant reminder and that thing that he keeps close to him that he's able to find. It's good to get some backstory, learn about his upbringing and where he's come from. It's always these people in the position of power, the elders in front of us here, that seem to be okay with the advancement of this stuff and trying to test it and figure things out. as opposed to those kind of around everyone who just almost goes with it and isn't thinking, isn't utilizing that freedom in the things that were talked about either. Nice to see the two family outcasts almost coming in here and finding their way to create that leap forward. So, you know, I like you. You're going to start tomorrow, and we're going to do what we can to find the truth. I'm going to utilize your eyes and those things, because what am I doing not utilizing somebody who has these superior abilities, right? So, of course, being told that with somebody like Oxy right in front of you, it's going to change his mind at some point after re-remembering and thinking on this. You must perfect it, even if it has to do with not following your own path and the things that you've researched, knowing that that research has led you to that point that it has been perfected, at least within your lifetime too. It's cool. It's also nice to know how the previous guy that Pios met with is a person who wanted to be the one while alive, fully discovering these things on his own. Of course, having the help of everything of others, but wanting to do that and be that person while he is, and likely ended up doing, like, passing without fully being able to, but passing everything he has down to PS to be able to have now. And now, as somebody who wants to try and do that within his own lifetime, he's going to continue doing it, likely till he has to pass, and of course, be able to release that and allow somebody else to, knowing that there is that security in people continuing onwards to find that truth after you, and knowing that you do have that sense of, like, I contributed to this, and my own work and my own life is going to have a legacy in some sort of way of carrying this on, which is really cool. Good episode, some good backstory stuff, and I just love the continuous involvement that we're getting now with Jolenta. She's been a blast to have on screen, so excited for more. If you liked it all, hit like and subscribe. Now to me, feel free to check out the video channel if you consider the series. I'll be back for episode 9 very soon. Have a great one though. Peace.